I think everyone and their mother knows who Satan is, the king of cleaning other people's colons. I mean, you go to hell, you're pretty much gonna get piped and rubbed by Satan for eternity, if you know what I mean. Which makes it so weird to me that we haven't had just a game called Satan up until now. Published by Dosman Games and developed by Game Fruit, finally had the Satan IP made, and it is god dang glorious. I mean, what other game starts you off as a badass chick with a filed down shiv cross? Gone are the days of toothbrushes and dildos when you got the crucipoker on your hands. Sorry, this game is really good about trickling guns in at just the right time. Right after you get that, you get yourself some akimbo pistols. That's right, some trusty 45s to put some cultists in their goddamn place.
Wish somebody would put you in your place, you crusty foreskin.
Enlighten me, you blue harlot. What did I do this time?
Well, Cone Tits, you didn't even mention that this game's only $3 and you can wishlist it now on Steam.
Oh, that's right. Depending on when you idiots will see this video, this game either releases on the 16th or it's already out. So either wishlist or buy it now, you goddamn morons. Do what I say, my little pussy bitches.
I like the authority.
Calm that clit woman, especially when you're about to see this glorious machine gun that they have in this game. This Tommy gun makes my clit quiver, and I don't even have one.
I mean, considering the size of your penis, it's basically an elongated clit anyway.
My anus is bleeding!
Anyway, the machine gun is pretty good. But it's not just the weapons that kick ass. The art style in this game is so prominent and so amazing. I can't get enough of it, dude. You may as well just bukkake the shit out of my face because I want more and more. And the first boss fight in this giant red cathedral is so sick. It's this weird boss fight where enemies are flowing your way, so you don't even really know it's a boss fight. You're just kind of pushing your way further and further into this church. And then all of a sudden, there's a dude who's just flinging goddamn musical notes at you. He's really trying to just piss you with music, just like R. Kelly. Except for this is actually a boomer shooter, in case you forgot, so R. Kelly can't make it into this soundtrack. We're messing with metal, baby. Yeah, that's right. Shove it up your ass. Spit out fire. This is fucking Satan, dog. Wow! And though this might be probably the least impressively designed bosses, and there are some really impressive bosses, we will get to them in a bit. Don't you worry, my sweet, sweet boys and girls. But I have to say that it does set a tone, and that's pun intended, I guess. We can just you can stroke it in the background. I got a pun. Dad joke, dad joke. Bet you wish I was your daddy. Because if I was, I would tell you you're a good boy. Just like I'm telling this game it's a good boy. I really like the way that they utilize the draw distance in the actual boss arenas, so you're not just kind of on their dick all the time, and you can't just sit from a corner and pick them off. It really makes you have to engage with the different enemies, engage with the different boss mechanics. It's something that easy FPS games can kind of have a little bit of trouble with, is the fact that you can just stun lock that son of a bitch to goddamn hell. Now, I don't mind it, because I think that they have a lot of aesthetic, and I like easy FPS, because every game that seems to come off of them, especially from Dosman, Glazing Session, it comes off to be pretty good. I usually have a really good time with their games, but I like the way that this guy really worked with the different aesthetic of how are we going to make this boss fight interesting. Like, a little later when you get your next weapon, you get these bombs, and you're just getting flooded by all these skull crabs. I mean, I got these in Puerto Rico one time for sitting on a nasty toilet seat. I'm going to let you know, 10 out of 10 would not recommend, but you kind of load them all up and then blow them up with this holy water bomb. Sick aesthetic. Again, another great weapon. But you're getting chased by so many enemies that it almost feels like that boss fight in Serious Sam where all the frogs are trying to kill you. It took something that could have been forgettable because it's just kind of a bigger version of a regular enemy and really elevated it to something like I'm comparing it to Serious Sam. I think that is a really inventive way to kind of set your game apart. And another thing I really appreciate is all the platforming in this game felt necessary. It wasn't just there to be a dick to me or because I hate platforming in FPS games, I was just constantly grinding. It all kind of seemed fairly seamless. And that's something you will notice throughout the entirety of this game is it's a pretty seamless experience. From the level design to the platforming, almost everything just kind of flows in a perfect direction forward. Which is also helped by the incredible art design. This art design would make Pablo Picasso come in goddamn ropes. And this isn't the last time you will hear me say that in this video. The art design goes so fucking hard. It's so good. I just fell in love with every second. It had the perfect amount of different weird designs, like teeth coming through a wall that hurts you as kind of a little trap. Something like that is so inventive, and I've never seen it before, and it's one of those things where I ask myself, why? Why haven't I seen this? This is something that you would think would be in a horror game, but it's not. It's just so fucking cool. There's even these enemies that don't even pose that much of a threat that'll run straight at you and being like, help me, and it's like, nah, bitch, here's some shotgun for your pussy. While we're on the topic of the Fudge Packer 5000, we really need to discuss how this shotgun really doesn't quite do it for me. It's okay, don't get me wrong, it functions fairly decent, it does a decent amount of damage, but when I looked at all the other selections of guns in this game, it's kind of my least favorite. I feel like if you're gonna put a double barrel shotgun in your game and it will have it look this goddamn cool, it should be just firing off both barrels at the same time, doing a bit more damage and faster reloading, because it just felt like I would shoot it and then it would be like, okay, and then I'd shoot it again, and it's good, it's just not great, especially when there's so many other cool ideas in this game that just set it apart from so many other games on the market right now. Like, there's this weird little mechanic where you'll find these gold skulls, and then you'll take these gold skulls and either take them to a confession and fill up your health, or take them over to a priest, and then that priest will give you full armor and full health. That is such a sick idea. Every time I run into one of these priests, I'm like, yes, dude, yes, daddy, give me more power. There are also some really interactive stuff that are throughout the world. Like, the first one you run into is this weird little book, and you gotta figure out this like, oh, a little riddle. It's a riddle, and you gotta figure out what pet Satan owns, and you walk up to the little pictures, and you're like, ah, okay, there's skulls in front of the little kitty. I'm gonna pick the kitty. And then you pick the kitty, and it fucking kills you. I love this. You might think I'm mad, but I actually love this. I think it's really cool. It's just like when you walk up to a door at the end of the level, and then all of a sudden you get this, like, freeze screen. It's like, ha ha ha, you thought you could leave, you little pussy bitch. But actually a boss fight happens. That's right. It's a boss fight. It's just telling you, you think you can get through a door, but you're a bitch, and you need to fight a boss. What else makes you a bitch? Not liking and subscribing my channel. In fact, if you don't like and subscribe, I know that your mom wishes she would have swallowed you. Because just like this demon with two mouths, you have a face that only a mother can love. And I know how much your mom loves faces, especially when she's deep-throating and I'm facial fucking her. Write that in your dream journal, you little pussy-ass bitch. Also, write that in the comments. Just comment anything. I really need to make it to 1,000 subs so your boy can matter. God, that was fucking beautiful. Just like the environmental storytelling in this game. I have to say, like, you're looking at this giant puddle of pus that you're running on. It's all grimy. It's great. You're fighting a monster with two mouths. And then you go to a goddamn cityscape. Because as you can tell, we're fighting the hordes of cultists and the atrocities. But unlike every other fucking game that deals with cultists, we're fighting the armies of hell. We're fighting the generals of hell. Each one of these bosses is like one of the generals of hell, which is such a genius idea. You know how fucking sick I am of Lovecraft's dick being in my ear 24/7? I feel like I just have like a giant gangbang of Lovecraft around me at all times. It's like, cool, I get it, blood was awesome. We all get it, blood was awesome. But at this point, can we just stop with the Lovecraft? We get it now, it's done, it's played out. Okay, I like me some Lovecraft, but it is nice to have that little breakaway where it feels a little different, that it's like, ah, yeah, well, Lovecraft did the squid porn, well, we're gonna go back to Jesus. We found some Jesus, we're going back to it. And you have to really pay attention to all the nicks and crannies in this game, because I've already said how it has some really cool ideas, but there's like some really inventive shit when it comes to secrets. And I'm not gonna spoil shit for you. This is a review, not a normal video. I'm gonna take some steps back, I'm gonna calm down, I'm not gonna ruin everything, but you really want to explore each and every one of these rooms, and the game makes it a treat, because when you go from the cityscape to the inside environments, it's not just boring, they feel like they're lived in and they're real, and it's just beautiful. You go and find little bookshelves and they move and they groove. Everything is so dynamic and amazing in this experience that you want to explore every single nook and cranny, just like I do with your mom. Boom, suck it. No, I'm cooking when not even G-Man can have this many good your mom jokes in a video, so I want you guys to know this is a moment of history. This is goddamn glorious, and like, I can't help it, dude. I can't help it that I'm running through these beautiful environments and coming up with these jokes right off of the top of the dome, just really wiping the cum right off of my forehead and saying, yeah, dude, I took that like a champ. As always said, I'm not going to show you all the secrets. I'm going to show you a few, though. I am going to show you a few because this one's obvious as fuck. Developers out there, if you put put a room with books in the fucking room, and they're along the wall, you gotta put the Scooby-Doo bookshelf in. That's just, it's a fucking thing that needs to happen. I don't know how many games that when I see the wall of bookshelves, I go along that entire wall and hit every fucking book with the tip of my cock, just to make sure that it doesn't move so I can check the shit out. And I love that when you do get into the secrets in this game, that they're a little deeper than just a room. They have some depth. They go in, they're a tunnel of slime, and you go and get to fight all these fun little environmental monsters, and then you jump back out into the main level and have some more fun with these glorious enemy designs. I like that they took the idea of like the Doom Cacodemon, and they're like, nah, fuck, he's round and gay. He's round and gay. We need it to look like fucking Satan's head on LSD while it's shooting a heroin into your butthole. That's what we need to look at. While fucking Tim, the guy who's always begging for help, charges your ass and you just put him down too. Then it's got these elevators that raise you to different floors inside the buildings. God, I fucking love this cityscape. Now you gotta really pay attention, because this is the other secret I'm going to show you. I'm not going to show you how to get the secret before this secret, but there is a secret mission inside of these secrets. Yeah, that's right, we're in secret goddamnception, baby. So the first part, you gotta go find a cat. I'm not going to tell you where the cat is, just go find that pussy. I know you can smell it, it smells like tuna, it hasn't been washed in a while, but you gotta go find that shit. After you obtained the pussy for the first time in your life, you goddamn incel virgins, you then gotta do a little platforming, and while you're platforming, you might as well take care of a couple enemies. I mean, you have the upper ground, you have the high ground. Anakin stands no fucking chance. And I mean, what else do you do when you're looking down on somebody other than just fucking piss on them? Again, R. Kelly figured that out. As you progress around these little platformations, you kind of make these jumps like a goddamn king, because that's why they call me King Jiffy Coates, is my ability to platform. Actually, I'm really mentally retarded when it comes to platforming. But you find one of these cultists who's actually just a nice guy, and he's like, thank you for finding my little putty cat, and here's a fucking minigun. And this minigun goes so hard. I have to say, this is like some Doom steampunk shit. It reminds me of like the cultic steampunk weird. It's like when I saw the trailer for this game, this gun right here, just the look of it made me want to get this game. And if you're not rock hard tearing through your fucking jeans right now, or I guess if you're a woman, you're just juicing through your pantalones, you are just not a human. You don't understand fun. I mean, just watch me tear through demons. It's great. It's one of the best miniguns ever put in a game, and that's saying a lot, because I can dual wield miniguns in the game Postal Brain Damage, and I would much rather use the minigun in this game because it just feels so fucking rock hard. We're talking about designs that make you want to buy this game. There's a boss fight right after the last one where I'm not gonna lie, dude, it's so glorious. It's really the only boss fight that doesn't, this one and the fucking metal guitarist, that don't fit in the line of, oh, we're killing demon commanders from hell. This one's just Jesus flipped upside down attacking you. What a genius idea. Why haven't I seen this before? I know that people have seen the upside down cross. It's been used in every movie since the fucking Exorcist was released, but I've never seen it where Jesus is strapped to the cross and he's hunting your ass down while shooting red crosses at your ass. Yeah, fucking brilliant. And when you beat him, he flips back up to right. We just fucking saved Jesus on the cross. Well, we didn't pull him off the cross and then he didn't get resurrected, but we did some cool shit here. That's awesome. And then a fucking angel shows up and is like, hey homie, I know you're a sweet girl, you're a pretty little woman, and we need to do this together, so I'm gonna send you to hell, you're gonna take care of some things for daddy, and be a good little girl. And he gave her a little like where he licked the finger and slapped it in her pooch, sending her on her merry way. I do have to say, the next level, I did run into this area that's all sped up right here where I jumped out of the map. Now it's not like I clipped through the map, that's not really what happened. I found a little spot, I jumped up and went over the map. I don't think I was intended to do that, I just thought it was kind of funny, so I put it in the video for your fucking enjoyment. This might get patched out, who knows? Well, they'll see my video, be like, oh no, we had a little fuck you upsie, so we're gonna go fix that, put it in an invisible wall or some shit. But at least my video will tell you the real shit, tell you that there is fun shit to find if you look a little beyond the surface. I mean, you don't really have to even look beyond the surface. I just killed a fucking weird doll girl, and there's gremlins shooting down like turrets at you, and you can use a goddamn glowing cross weapon, the best weapon in the entire game. This is one of the most inventive things ever. It really takes me back to that game, Dante's Inferno, where you could either like save people and get Blue Cross Jesus powers, or you could kill people and have a better scythe. But I mean, come on, Blue Cross Jesus power, we're gonna go with that every time. It's awesome, it looks cool, it's really fun. I did run into one glitch in this game. I have to say I ran into one glitch. I was in this little room, and this is the only issue I actually had with the game, that I didn't like try to break the map. The other one I was trying to fuck around and I found out. This one I was just kind of picking off some enemies, having a little fun with it. Realized I didn't actually explore everything, and I'm a guy that goes to the deep ends of hell, so I decided to run back and do a little bit of running, and I clipped through the floor. Now I tried to recreate this and I could not get it to do it again, but I do have to say that this happened. This is a thing that's real. I have already let the developer know, so hopefully it gets patched out. I don't know if it's something I can recreate, or maybe I'm just so super retarded that I made this shit happen out of my ass, I guess. The last weapon we're going to talk about is the rocket launcher. Now, it's fine. It has a really cool effect where it shoots a bunch of rockets and they go boom, boom, boom. I just never found it as useful as the other weapons. It's something that's cool. It adds to the game. It is a really good weapon. There's so many good weapons in this game that it just kind of gets lost in the mess, I guess. It's one of those things that I found it a little late. The area you find it is in this giant boss arena. You gotta like jump up to get it. Spoilers or whatever. I don't care. I'm not spoiling the fucking game. So if you're getting mad at me that I'm spoiling it, I've left out so much context and so much shit. There's a lot in this game that I am not covering for the sake of you need to experience this shit yourself. So don't get on my dick because I showed a little bit of a boss arena. But if you actually jump up and get this weapon prior to this boss fight where it's just flooded with enemies, I could see this weapon going so fucking hard, and it goes hard in a lot of the different missions throughout the rest of the game. It is definitely a very useful weapon. I just found that I like the cross a little bit better, and so I defaulted on that more. And the rocket launcher, because it's so overpowered, the dev kind of offset that with a longer reload time, and that kind of made it one of those things that in a pinch I didn't use it as much. I still think I used it probably more than the shotgun, but I mean, come on, the minigun in this game is fucking perfect. The Tommy gun's perfect. The pistols are perfect. The throwing the holy water's perfect. All these other guns are so immaculate that a couple just being like, they would have been good in another game. They would have been a gun that I would have defaulted on because they were good enough in another game of lesser quality. But these guns are so fucking S tier that when the rocket launcher and the shotgun go to A tier, it's not super noticeable, but it's something I wanted to point out. So rounding the toilet bowl toward the end of this video, I want to just kind of get my final thoughts out here. I think that this game crafted a very interesting story. I think that the overall playtime sits around 2 to 3 hours. If you're retarded like me, then 3 hours is probably going to be your cutoff. I think my gameplay came in at like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something, and I've had fun throughout the entire experience. I tried to find as many little secrets as I could. I really tried to like find everything in this game. Now, did I slow down because of that? No, I just really walked to different areas, said I want to check this area, I want to check that area. The exploration's so much fun that I think you'll probably get about 3 hours out of it. If you get less, don't be mad at me. I am saying 2 to 3 hours. I think that not a single part of this game could be cut or made shorter. I think that if anything, they could have even added more demon bosses or more areas. I mean, I'm very excited to see maybe a sequel for this game. This game is perfect for where it sits. I mean, it has a fully fledged out storyline where you're interested to see what happens to the character. There's a couple ending options where you can get to, not spoiling what happens, not saying how to get to those options, just saying that there is multiple endings, which is something I didn't think I was going to see in a game like this. So the fact that there's multiple endings is already worth your fucking money, and why you haven't ran over to the Steam store and wishlist and bought this game immediately, I have no idea. Maybe you have half a brain and you need to get that fixed, but just go find the graveyard, Frankenstein some shit together, and you'll be smarter. One thing I will tell you about that you're gonna have to find it yourself, I will release my whole playthrough on YouTube the day this game releases, so if you want to watch that, it will be a no commentary, so you won't have to hear my annoying grating voice. But there is a secret in this game that is my favorite Dosman cameo in any Dosman game yet. Now, if you don't know, every Dosman game that is published by them will have Dosman in the game somewhere, and you gotta find him. And this game has the cream de la fucking crop, where he comes out, he's like, "You found me!" And whenever I hear that voice, whenever I find a secret, I almost expect to hear that voice. It's something I get excited for. It's something that sets Dosman games apart, and even when you know that it's one of the games that they're publishing and not making in-house, you know that Dosman's going to be there, so you want to find him. And this is one of the best, or if not the best, Dosman cameo in any of the games. I have to say that from beginning to end, I enjoyed the fuck out of this game. It had the little clipping issues. I think I only ran into it once, but you'll have to watch my whole gameplay. I think maybe it happened another time. It's not a real issue. I've had way more issues with games that have way higher budgets, way bigger teams, and I feel like these games coming out every time so polished and so good. Dosman is a team that you need to constantly be paying attention to. Anything they publish, anything that's coming out that they make, so far has not been bad, and that's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that a new publisher can come out and just be swinging so fucking hard, and we have just such good teams of crazy hardworking people making these games. Thank you so much for letting me review this game early, Dosman Games. Thank you so much, all you people who watched this video. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.